Now, before we dive in, let me be straight with you. If you've searched this topic before, you've sat through a dozen videos that just rattle off the same 5 states and call it a day. No numbers, no sources, nothing you can actually use. This is not one of those. Every figure you're about to hear comes straight from the most recent U.S. Census Bureau data, the United Van Lines National Mover Study, and the U-Haul Migration Index. And it shows exactly where the momentum is heading into 2027. Real sources, not guesses. And I'll put the numbers on screen as we go so you can check them yourself. And I'm not just naming states and moving on. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact towns to move to in each state, the specific companies hiring there right now, roughly what it costs to actually live there, and the one hidden catch nobody warns you about before they pack the truck. So stay with me all the way to number 1, because the state Americans are choosing more than anywhere else is going to surprise you. Number 10, Ohio. We kick off in a state most people quietly wrote off, Ohio. For the first time in years, more Americans are moving in than leaving. And it starts with one word, affordability. A typical home here costs a fraction of what you'd pay on either coast. And affordability is the #1 force driving every move heading into 2027. But here's what most people don't realize. Ohio is quietly becoming a tech state. Intel is pouring $28 billion into a giant computer chip campus outside Columbus that locals now call the Silicon Heartland. And Honda is building electric vehicle battery plants nearby. The jobs of the next decade are being poured in concrete right now. If Ohio's on your list, Columbus is the engine. Young, fast-growing, and packed with Fortune 500 headquarters like Nationwide and Cardinal Health. Cincinnati gives you a revitalized riverfront at bargain prices, and suburbs like Dublin and Mason rank among the safest, best-schooled towns in the Midwest. And here's the hidden perk almost nobody mentions. Ohio has virtually no natural disasters, no hurricanes, no wildfires, no earthquakes, so home insurance stays cheap while states like Florida watch premiums explode. The catch? Winters are long and gray, and wages, while climbing, still trail the coasts. But dollar for dollar, Ohio is tough to beat. Number 9. Minnesota. For the first time ever, Minnesota landed on the national top 10 list for inbound moves, and Minneapolis flipped from losing residents to gaining them. Cold winters and all, people are choosing it. And once you see the job market, you understand why. Minnesota has one of the highest concentrations of Fortune 500 companies in the entire country. United Health, Target, Best Buy, 3M, General Mills, US Bank, all headquartered here. And down in Rochester sits the Mayo Clinic, the most famous hospital on earth, and an economic engine all by itself. The Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul, are where the jobs are, with polished suburbs like Edina and Bloomington offering top-rated schools. Rochester is booming around Mayo's multi-billion-dollar expansion. Here's what people don't know. Minnesota quietly ranks near the top of the nation for life expectancy, home ownership, and overall quality of life. And because the winters scare people off, you get all those high-paying jobs without coastal housing prices. The catch is obvious. The winters are genuinely brutal, and state income taxes run high. But if you want a real career and a stable life, few places deliver like Minnesota. Number 8. Delaware. Tiny Delaware punches far above its size, ranking 3rd in the whole country for inbound moves. And it's a magnet for one group in particular, retirees and near retirees escaping high-tax neighbors. Look at the math and it's almost unfair. There's no state sales tax at all, no tax on Social Security, low property taxes, and no estate tax. You get an East Coast address without the East Coast bill. And for people leaving New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania, Delaware is the quiet exit door hiding in plain sight. The beach towns are the draw. Rehoboth Beach and Lewis are packed with retirees who wanted the shore without Jersey prices, while Wilmington offers corporate and banking jobs, and Middletown is one of the fastest growing towns in the region. Here's the fact that'll surprise you. More than half of all Fortune 500 companies are legally incorporated in Delaware, because of its famous business courts. This little state is the legal home of corporate America. The catch? It's small, the job market isn't very diverse, and those beach towns get pricey and crowded every summer. But as a low-tax landing spot, it's elite. Number 7. Oregon. This one stunned the moving industry. After years of people leaving, Oregon rocketed from near the bottom of the list all the way to number 1 for inbound moves, the single highest inbound rate in America. So what turned the tide? Start with taxes. Oregon has no state sales tax whatsoever, which quietly saves families thousands a year. Then add the jobs. This is the original Silicon Forest. Intel's largest site on the entire planet isn't in California. It's in Hillsboro, Oregon. Nike is headquartered in Beaverton, and Columbia Sportswear calls the state home too. Portland now has softer home prices than it did at its peak, which is pulling buyers back. But the real story is Bend, a high desert town with 300 days of sun, world-class skiing, hiking, and rivers, which has become one of the most desirable small cities in the West. Eugene and Salem round out the affordable options. Here's the hidden angle. For remote workers earning a coastal salary, the no sales tax setup plus year-round outdoor access is an unbeatable deal. The catch: Oregon's income tax is high, it rains a lot in the valley, and Portland's reputation took a public hit. So people are choosing the smaller cities instead. Number 6. Idaho. It has topped these lists for years, and heading into 2027, it's no exception. It's the second fastest growing state in the entire country. The engine is Boise, and the fuel is one giant migration. Californians pouring in by the tens of thousands, chasing space, safety, and a slower pace without leaving the West behind. And there are real jobs waiting. Micron Technology, one of the world's biggest memory chip makers, is headquartered right in Boise and is investing tens of billions into brand new factories. Boise is the star, but the smart money is looking at the suburbs. Meridian and Nampa are exploding with new construction and young families. Up north, Coeur d'Alene offers a stunning lakefront lifestyle, and Idaho Falls is a cheaper eastern option. Here's what people don't realize. Idaho has one of the lowest crime rates in America, and some of the lowest property crime anywhere. A huge, quiet reason families keep choosing it. The catch is real though. All that demand sent home prices soaring fast, priced out a lot of locals, and created some friction toward newcomers. Move here for the lifestyle, but don't expect the bargain it was 5 years ago. Number 5. Florida, now the plot twist. For a decade, Florida was the place Americans moved, and it's still number 2 in the country for growth. No state income tax, endless sunshine, and a flood of new jobs kept the machine running, especially in Tampa, Jacksonville, and Orlando. The smaller, affordable metros are the real hotspots now. Ocala was the number 1 growth city in America by U-Haul's count, and places like Cape Coral, Lakeland, and the Southwest Coast are still pulling families and retirees. But watch closely, because this is where the story turns. For the first time in recent memory, the national moving data now labels Florida balanced. Almost as many people are leaving as arriving. And here's the reason nobody tells you before they move. Florida now has the highest home insurance premiums in the entire country. After repeated hurricanes, insurers fled the state and premiums exploded, often thousands of dollars a year, quietly eating up all those no income tax savings. On top of that, new condo safety laws hit older buildings with massive surprise assessments. Florida is still winning, but the golden era is clearly ending, and you need to price in that insurance before you fall for the sunshine. Number 4. Tennessee. It keeps quietly winning, and the pitch is dangerously simple. You keep more of your money. Tennessee is one of only a handful of states with zero income tax. And in 2021, it went further, scrapping even its old tax on investment income, making it a true no-income tax state. Pair that with low property taxes and a low cost of living, and the appeal is obvious. But the jobs are what seal it. Nashville has become a genuine business capital. It's the headquarters of America's hospital industry, home to HCA Healthcare and hundreds of health companies. And Oracle is building a massive campus on the riverfront that could bring thousands of jobs. Nashville is the magnet, but the suburbs, Franklin and Murfreesboro, are where families are landing. Knoxville gives you cheap living right next to the Great Smoky Mountains. Chattanooga is a surprise tech hub with the fastest citywide internet in the nation, and Clarksville is one of the fastest growing towns in the state. Here's the fact that matters. Very few states give you no tax on wages, no tax on investments, and low property taxes all at once. Tennessee does. The catch? Nashville's rents and home prices jumped fast. Downtown traffic is rough. And if you hate crowds, the bachelorette party tourism can be a lot. But financially, it's one of the smartest moves in the country. Number 3. Texas. It added more people than any other state in the country, nearly 400,000 in a single year, and it's still the #1 growth state by moving trucks. No income tax, a monster job market, and cheaper land than the coasts keep the newcomers coming. And the jobs are elite. Austin is now a tech titan, with Tesla's headquarters, Samsung's giant chip fab in nearby Taylor, and Oracle all planting flags. Dallas-Fort Worth has become corporate relocation central, Toyota's North American HQ, and a wave of finance firms, while Houston runs on energy and hosts the largest medical complex on the planet, the Texas Medical Center. Where should you actually land? The DFW suburbs like Frisco and McKinney top every list for schools and jobs. The Austin Metro is the tech play, and San Antonio is the affordable big city option. But here's the catch nobody tells you before they fall for no income tax. Texas has some of the highest property taxes in the entire country. That money the state doesn't take from your paycheck, it comes straight back through your home. Add rising insurance, brutal summer heat, and a power grid that's buckled under storms, and you understand exactly why Texas, like Florida, has cooled from its record highs to merely balanced. It's still a powerhouse. Just run the full math first. Number 2, South Carolina. It is the best kept secret I promised you. South Carolina is now the fastest growing state in the entire United States. Not Texas, not Florida, South Carolina. And it ranked second in the nation for inbound moves. Here's what almost nobody outside the region knows. This state is a manufacturing giant. BMW's plant in Spartanburg is the largest BMW factory in the world and the single biggest automotive exporter in the United States by value. Boeing builds the 787 Dreamliner in North Charleston. Michelin's North American headquarters sits in Greenville. The whole I-85 corridor has quietly become an industrial powerhouse throwing off jobs. And the places are stunning. Charleston gives you history, beaches, and a booming job market. Greenville, and this is the shocker, went from a decaying textile town to one of the most praised small downtowns in America. Myrtle Beach is the affordable retiree and beach play, and Columbia offers a low-cost capital city, anchored by a big university. Here's the hidden reason it's winning. South Carolina quietly became the new Florida. Lower cost than both Florida and the North Carolina coast. No tax on Social Security. Some of the lowest effective property tax rates in the nation, and mild winters. The catch? Summers are hot and humid. The coast faces hurricanes, and wages in rural areas still lag. But as an affordable, warm, job-rich landing spot, it's the quiet champion heading into 2027. Number 1. North Carolina. It is the #1 state Americans are moving to in 2027 is North Carolina. When you strip out births and immigration and look only at Americans actively choosing to move, nobody pulled in more. Over 84,000 net new residents from other states in a single year. And it wins for a reason most states can only dream of. It's the rare place where you don't have to choose between good jobs and affordable living. The Research Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, is home to the largest research park in North America, anchored by Duke, UNC, and NC State, and stacked with biotech, pharma, and tech. Apple is building a billion-dollar campus there. Google moved in. And just up the road near Greensboro, Toyota built one of its largest EV battery plants on the planet. Meanwhile, Charlotte is the second largest banking hub in America after New York, home to Bank of America and Truist. So where do you land? The Triangle, Raleigh, Cary, Durham, for jobs and universities. Charlotte for finance. Wilmington for the coast, and Greensboro and Winston-Salem for lower prices. Asheville, tucked in the mountains, is a beloved arts town, though be aware it's still recovering from severe 2024 flooding. Here's the fact that says it all. When Apple and Toyota commit billions of dollars to a state, they're telling you where the future jobs will be. And they both chose North Carolina. The catch? Prices in the Triangle and Charlotte are climbing fast, and traffic is growing with the crowds. But mountains on one side, beaches on the other, real careers in the middle. This is the state America is choosing more than anywhere else. If you're planning a move in 2027, North Carolina is where the country is already headed.